Okay, welcome everybody to this panel of joy, this panel of simcha. We're all smiling, or we're trying to smile. And I know very well that sometimes we talk about smiling, but it's not, it's easier said than done. It really is. And we all go through challenges in life. Everybody does. I don't think that there's anybody that just skates through everything and is always smiling and happy. But sometimes, we want to be happy. It's a great state to be in. But as we know, it could be challenging. And I think that we particularly have seen this and have experienced this after the 7th of October. So I just want to tell you that sort of happiness could be considered a little bit to be like a volume. Sometimes you turn it up and sometimes you turn it down. Okay, we say, the Mishnah actually says, okay, כשם כמי שנכנס אב ממעטים בשמחה, as when we enter the month of Av, when we have the Tisha B'Av, the destruction of the Beit HaMikdash, etc., we minimize, we lessen our simcha, we turn that simcha volume down. And when we come into the month of Adar, Mishenichnas Adar, Marbim B'Simcha, when you enter the month of Adar, you increase, you turn that happiness volume up. So what does that mean? We're going to turn that volume up. We're going to try and be obviously as happy as we can. But we also understand from this that happiness is a permanent state. We're always supposed to be happy. It wasn't just the Breslovers that say, liot tamid b'simcha. No, we all say liot tamid b'simcha. Okay, and so therefore we want, I'm not talking about, God forbid, clinical situations, okay, but we all want to be, and we want to try to get to a level of simcha, and it's a matter of what it is and how we can do it. So we want, okay, to hear different ways of how we can be from different aspects, how we can make ourselves feel happier, okay. And I want to tell you that the issue of the simcha appears in the Masechet of Megillah, and not in Megillah. It doesn't appear it appears in the Masechet of Ta'anit when we talk about the fast, when we talk about Tisha B'Av, etc. Okay, so it's understanding that down that level, that time when we minimize our simcha a little bit. We are not going to ignore the pain. That's what we're being told. Don't ignore the pain around you. It's there. It exists. We understand it. However, we have this like ability to be dual, to be happy on one level and to not be so happy, to acknowledge what's going on around us. And if we are not happy, if we're not being happy, we're not necessarily recognizing the bounty and the beauty that Hashem has given us. So if at times or if there are people that are like constantly happy, nothing's a problem, everything's fine, that's probably like more of a superficial happiness. We want to be honest and we want to understand that there's happiness, there are challenges in life, and we want to know how we're going to overcome those challenges and get that happiness volume turned up, particularly now in the month of Adar. And just because it's Adar and we're told there is a vibe, there is an energy of happiness, but even so, it can still be challenging. And I think it can be particularly challenging because this is the time when Chagim start. Oh, Purim Suda is going to come along and Purim comes. Who am I going to give Mishloach Manot to? Who's going to give me Mishloach Manot? Where am I going for my Purim Suda? Who can I invite? Who's going to invite me? What's going to happen? And oh no, and after that comes Pesach. Am I going to be by myself? All these different things are real challenges for many people, and that does not help us to turn the happiness dial up. So I'm going to ask Bat-Chen to start off, and Rebbetzin Bat-Chen Grossman to begin and to help us with instruments to turn up our happiness dial. Bat-Chen, introduce yourself, please, and go for it.
Hello, everyone. I'm Rebbetzin Bat-Chen Grossman. I am the marriage coach for women in business. That's what I do. My business is Connected for Real, and that is what I'm all about. You have to be connected and very aligned, but you also have to live right here, right now, in this real world. And we want to be able to juggle all those things and still feel really good about ourselves. So I'm all into creating flow and getting away from feeling overwhelmed and pulled apart by different parts of our lives. So that's who I am. I want to talk to you today about the calm method and how you can use it for creating that flow, creating that simcha. I want to talk about simcha for just 1 second. There is a saying that says, "En lecha simcha ela kehatarat hasfekot." You don't have simcha like the simcha of having no doubts, just unraveling all of that, like, mishmash of emotions and thoughts and doubts and not really being sure. And I think the calm method really helps with that. And so I want to give you this tool. It's 4 letters, it's 4 steps. We're going to go through them really quickly, and you're going to have it in your pocket so that you can really, jump in and take action. So let's get started. Calm, CALM. The calm method is, the first step is connect to yourself, okay? The C, connect to yourself. Get into your body, take a deep breath, ground yourself. Whatever works for you, find that thing. And in less than a second, you can go whoosh back to yourself, right? You could be running around, everything's pulling you, there's just too much going on, there's noise, there's clutter, there's people, and you can very, very quickly, with your breath, with your awareness, with, sometimes people like to journal, to meditate, to go for a walk, whatever, you get to know yourself, find what works for you. But I want you to be able to connect to yourself at any moment when you feel like something's out of whack. Okay? And you're going to know you need to connect when you feel really, really unsettled. When you feel like something's not going on, you're like, okay, gotta get back to myself, right? So connect to yourself is step 1. It's always step 1. And the question that I want you to ask yourself when doing this step is, what do I really want? Okay? What do I really want? And I've been teaching this for a very long time. And finally, a couple of weeks ago, I went live on my podcast with my father. It was very, very amazing and very touching. Thank God, because he had a stroke recently and now he is recovered, and he was able to go live with me and actually speak, and it was beautiful. So it was really, really touching to be able to have that interaction with him. And he said something really beautiful. He said, you always have what you need. God put you a want inside you so that it pushes you further. Okay? So I don't want you to start thinking, so what do I need right now? No, what you need, you have. But there is something bigger. There's something that's going to motivate you to fill something in the world that's lacking. There's something that's sitting right here telling you you want something. And a lot of us don't give ourselves permission to want, because it's like, well, is it a want or is it a need, right? We have this noise in our head that's making us feel uncomfortable about wanting and about leaning into the thing that is extra or too much to ask for. So I dafka want you to go there. That's where I want you to go, to what do I really want? I want there to be peace in my home. I want the atmosphere to feel nice. I want to grow my business. I want to, make other people happy. I want to be in my equilibrium. Like, there are things I want and I'm allowed to want them. Okay? So connect to yourself is bring yourself back to yourself. Put all the noise aside for just a second and ask yourself, what do I really want? Now, I'm talking very broad, but I'm also going to tell you that this can work really, really well in the moment when things are going on and you're like, oh my gosh, there's so much going on. What do I really want? I really want a cup of water, right? I really want this kid to just sit down and talk to me. I really want whatever, right? Like, you start getting really granular about the things you want, because they're the thing that are going to drive you to get there. Okay? So step 1, complete. Step 2 is ask for abundance. That's the A. Ask for abundance. We were right here, right? I'm going to move the thing so you can see me. We were right here in our heart, in ourselves, connected, and we figured out what we want. Now we're turning up to God and we're saying, Hashem, help me, guide me, show me. I really want to connect to this person. I really want there to be an atmosphere of peace and love and, excitement in the house. I really want to be able to help people. I really want to make more money. I really want to get a client. I really want whatever. You're allowed to want everything. Because, by the way, that want is put there by God. It's not a mistake that you want it. Okay? So, God, I really want it. And if it's in alignment with you, and if I'm on the right track with this, then all I need is for you to help me, show me, guide me, get me there. Okay? So far, so good. We got step 1, connect to yourself. Step 2, ask for abundance. Now, why did we start with step 1? A lot of us have been taught to turn to God. But the problem is we never do step 1 first. So when we turn to God, it sounds something like this. Oh my gosh, I can't handle anymore. There's too much going on. I don't know what you want from me. Right? And the energy of our connection and our relationship is not there. I'm not open to hearing anything. I'm not ready to understand what he wants from me. I am completely in my own head, with my own noise, in my own little suffering thing, and I'm not ready. So we have to first connect to ourselves before we come to God, because that will help us receive the answers and really be in that alignment. Okay, so there is a frequently asked question, why don't you just go straight to God? No, you can't, right? You can't. You have to be able to first come ready. And that is the way you prepare yourself, is by knowing what you want. Okay, now we are in step 3, listen for the answer. Listen for the answer is a very critical step. As we said, we've all been taught to look up and ask, but nobody has ever taught us how to listen. Nobody has ever taught us how to receive God's answers. And this is something I really, really stress in my programs and in my coaching, because it is a skill that you need to start to learn. You need to know what God wants from you. You need to know where he's guiding you. You need to understand the crumbs that are coming into your life that are going to take you to where you want to go. That is going to be the thing that is going to really drive you. And in our example of, everything's going on and I need this kid to listen or whatever, I just randomly took it out of a hat. We connect to ourselves. Oh, there's a lot going on, but I really need to sit down with this kid and I need him to really, have a conversation with me. Hashem, please help me say the right things. Help me, help me communicate correctly. Help me make the kid feel heard and listened to and blah, 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 right? And show me how to deal with this situation. Now I'm going to actually go listen for the answer, take action. I'm going to go to this kid and say, hey, can we just sit down for a second? Only 2 minutes. I just want to see where you're at. I want to just see, whatever. And by taking action, I'm going to start getting feedback, right? Because at the end of the day, Hashem is there too. He is a partner in every single thing. He's a partner in marriage. He's a partner in parenting. He's a partner in your business. He is a partner in your life. So he is going to help you and guide you through these little situations that you think, oh, it's too little for God to handle. That's not true. Everything is enough for God to be there. You have to let him in. Okay? And my timer is going. I'm like, And so we got connect to yourself, listen for connect to yourself, ask for abundance, listen for the answer. And the last step is master a higher level of consciousness. Master a higher level of consciousness. And this is what I'm talking about. We went from here to up here to ahead of us, reality, taking action, seeing the results, seeing where God is guiding me, seeing what doors open and what doors close, being in alignment with God and constantly getting feedback and getting answers and living through it. And now you're like, woohoo, I'm flying. I've never done this before, but it actually works. I spoke to him. He was listening. It was well. It went well. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This woman really knows what she's talking about, right? And then you're like on a really high level of consciousness. We're talking about being intentional and then seeing that, oh, there's a different way to see the world. Okay. People in low consciousness are shame, blame, icky. They're living in the mud. They're constantly suffering. And people in high consciousness, they're seeing things from a different perspective. Wow, God is in this world. He's running the world. He's showing me. He's helping me. He's right here with me. I feel so held. I feel so good. And you can really fly. Here's what happens when your brain starts to fly. Your brain goes, I don't know what to do when I'm flying. I'm not used to this. This is new elevation. This is different air, particles. I am like, ooh, scared. I don't think I know how to fly. I don't think I have the tools. I don't know what I'm doing here. Nose dive right back to the mud, right? I need to be back in comfort zone. I need to be in that icky, place because it's where my brain thinks it belongs. But we don't want that. That's not where we want to be. So we want to teach our brain to stay there. It's safe up here. Look, we just created something really wonderful. I just experienced a higher level of consciousness. I experienced a higher level of experiencing the world. I want to stay there. And so if you do the first 3 steps and you're feeling really good, and then you go next, right? Oh, that was exciting. I got through to my son. Now I'm going to go and get through to my husband, right? There's a missing step. You're skipping something. So master a higher level of consciousness is the step where you have to actually harness all the energy that you just created and bring it back to yourself. Close that circle that we created from me to God to forward reality. Bring it back. How do you do that? With a lot of different skills and a lot of different tools. But some of those are gratitude, celebration, telling your friends, having people who get it. When I tell a friend, oh, I was talking to God today and he told me to do a challenge, they're like, I think she's a little crazy, right? So surround yourself with the right people who understand what you're saying when you say, I am up here, I am connected, I am aligned, okay? Those are all ways to master a higher level of consciousness. You want to set yourself up so that you are actually moving in the right direction. And when you master a higher level of consciousness, what you're doing is you're propelling yourself forward with the fuel you've just created. Okay? You're collecting the fuel and pushing yourself to the next level. If you don't do this, you will feel like you are running after, a little rat thing. What's it called? When you're on a wheel, right? Yes, you know what I'm talking about. You're going to be like, I'm working on myself and I'm exhausted. I don't know why it's so draining to be working on myself all day long. It's because you're not taking the time to pause, to celebrate, to be with that higher level of consciousness. You're not allowing yourself to become comfortable in this new level. And that's really, really important. Okay. So let me wrap it up so that I don't take any more of your time. Connect to yourself, ask for abundance, listen for the answer, master a higher level of consciousness. And this will take you from whatever icky feeling and disconnect you're feeling and, overwhelmed, whatever. It's going to take you all the way through to a flow, and you're going to feel it. And then my favorite part is when you send me back an email and say, I had the flow. I don't believe it. Okay. So please share it with me. I love it when you do. And that is it for today. My time is completely over.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
It was beautiful.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And Bat-Chen, that was really terrific. And we're all going to be heading for that flow. And it's very clear that when you have that alignment Okay, and when you're in that flow, what is it going to do? How are you going to be feeling? You're going to be feeling really happy, and you're going to be feeling accomplished. All those things that put those positive endorphins into your system again. So, Be'ezrat Hashem, Be'ezrat Hashem. Okay, everybody should try and should be matzliach. Thank you, Batchen. That was terrific. Okay, now I would like to call on Yael. Okay, and you see Yael is all colorful, and she's there to make us, give us great tools to really bring it down to the tachlis level of smiling, laughing, and being happy. Thank you, Yael.
Yeah. Hi there. Okay, so I'm Yael Shoshani Mapsuta, and my mission in life is to be a happiness mentor. And I'm also a holistic healer. I also speak to God very frequently, so I was very, I loved your speech, Batchen. So I think the best teachers of how to be truly happy are young children, babies and very young children. First of all, they're very calm. And second, they laugh so many times a day. And research says it's like between 300 and 400 times a day. And us adults, we average at 15. So first of all, we should rise these statistics today and every day and practice just laughing. Okay, so let's start off with some laughter, and then we'll go into another concept that I feel is like a great tool for happiness. Okay, so hold out your hand. I brought a gift for everyone who came to the Zoom. Open. This is a special cream. It's Mapsuta cream for everything. Takes care of your zits, your wrinkles, whatever you want, but it works only when you laugh. Okay, so take some of the cream and just put it wherever you want and laugh. You can put it on your belly, no more fat. Anywhere you want. It's also a good painkiller, actually. Wherever, you know, you have your muscles where you need it. Okay, great. Now let's feel the laughter flow through our body, okay? Let's put our hands on our neck and laugh with the sound of eh. You feel it? You feel it going? Great. Now let's turn this around. Let's put our hands on our hearts, and we'll laugh. We'll laugh with the sound of ah, and then open our hearts. Again. See how this laughter, we just start laughing and it makes us feel good. It's just so easy and it's accessible to everyone. Okay, now another one, we'll put our hands on our bellies and we'll laugh with a deep sound of ooh. I hope you feel the laughter, mamash, going through the body. So, you know, when we laugh, so of course we get our blood flowing better. We have endorphins going through our system, and we get all these benefits of laughter. And what I did with you today are just like a little bit of stuff from it's called yoga laughter. This doctor in India, he invented these exercises, and the whole idea is just laugh, because laughing is good for you. And I use it. I mamash use this sometimes when I feel down, and if I'm on the street and, you know, I feel like I'm comfortable just laughing out loud in the street. So I'm going to teach you another a method how to laugh and not feel really weird about it. So you pick up your phone, if it's an imaginary phone or a real phone, and it's as if I called the best stand-up comedy channel and I'm listening to these jokes on and on. So that's what I do. Okay. So laughter is something you can do. I'm saying for some people, it's like, it seems like weird for them to just start off laughing. So start off smiling at yourself, every time you see yourself in a mirror, give yourself a smile, yeah, and smile at other people, just stam kacha on the street, Rabbi Nachman says that when you smile at someone, sometimes it's like giving them life. Mamash, it could be you smile at somebody in the street, and that's the first smile they had that day. And I think about it, we talk so much about in Yadut about like Levayat Hamet. It's such a great mitzvah to go to a funeral, but we can make people come to life again. People who felt dead inside, we give them a smile and they're all full of joy, pitom. Okay, so I'm going to go now to you want to say something, Gila? You look like you're, oh, okay. Okay. So I want to talk about gratitude, Hodaya. I think that's one of the best, I call it the magic wand for happiness. And especially at times like now, when there is so much stuff that goes around and you say, oh, this is terrible, this is bad, this is, a guy from a yeshuv right nearby, he was killed in the war, the funeral was today, and when you're in the mode of gratitude, you actually practice seeing the good, because seeing the bad is very easy. It's natural. Not only it's natural, it's enhanced by all the media, the news, and everything else. But we can practice seeing the good, and I'm telling you, the good rules. The good is always much more than the bad, because there was also a bris today of a grandchild of one of my friends. There's always good going on, but we have to focus on it. So how do we do it? So the basic level of gratitude is just paying attention to what we have. We have so much. We got a pair of eyes. If we just focused on our eyes, we could do a 24-hour celebration of our eyes and what we can do that we have eyes, that we're not bumping into walls, and we can see our loved ones, and we can appreciate, and we can use this Zoom and see each other, all kinds of stuff, So that's the basic of Hodaya, and the medium part is like when you have a cup and it's like half full, right? Half full and half empty. So in Hebrew, it sounds very much better. Is when we have a tzara, we tend to see everything like tunnel vision, tzal. So Hodaya medium says, look at what's bothering you, whatever that's troubling you, challenging you right now, but see also what else is there. You can have a challenging situation on one level with one kid, but then you have other kids that you're fine with, and we tend to forget that there are some other kids in the picture because we're only in this problem right now. And I say, let's enlarge the picture. Let's see. Okay, so I might be in conflict with somebody, but I have my health. There's all kinds of stuff that in a gratitude level, I call it medium, you can see what I have and what I lack together, see the whole picture. And then there are those situations that we need gratitude extra. When we can't see the good, when we only feel that if this is a hug from Hashem, it's like a bear hug, and I can't breathe in this hug. So in those cases, it's just to know that who gave me this challenge, to know that the hastara betoch hastara, like Rabbi Nachman says, inside I don't know how to say it in English, the camouflage.
What's hidden and concealed.
yeah, inside the concealment, God is there. God is there. He gave me this challenge. So God, who loves me, who gave me all the stuff that I'm so thankful for, he also gave me this challenge, and this is for my better good, for my growth. Not necessarily that I'm going to feel it right now. Maybe in a few years, it's going to take me to understand why I had to go through this crisis. But when I know that he's there, it makes it much more tolerable. And a great fun way of being in gratitude is being in gratitude for the future, is saying thank you for things and mamash imagining ourselves like it already happened. And that's so much fun because you become happy twice. First of all, when you imagine the future, and then when it comes true. I think that's my favorite. And I'll leave you with another, my last note is that I have a game I play with myself a lot of times during the day. I just say, as a kef, it's so much fun. And then I search what's the fun right now. It's like saying thank you and looking, what am I thankful for? You know? Oh, thank you, Hashem. Like, thank you, Hashem. I'm on a Zoom. Thank you that I rested in the afternoon. Thank you that I had a great lunch. But just being in the mode of saying as a kef, it keeps you focused that you know there's something that you're going to say thank you for. So those are my words for today. And I wish us all a very, very happy Adar.
Amen.
What's Eze Kef? Amen. What's Eze Kef?
As a kef, it's so much
So
fun.
much fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Yael. Colorful Yael. Did you see those nails? All those colors. She's so bold.
No,
and
the
colorful.
hat. The hat.
Yeah, everything is there. And I have to say, I love this one. Just everyone, pick up your phone for a sec. Pick up your phones. Come on, pick up your phones. Okay? And come, let's just think, just laugh because they're telling us jokes on the other end. Come on. It's hysterical. It's cool. It's so cool. Okay? Okay, I'm going to continue. Thank you, yeah. She's having hysterics. It must have been me on the other end. That was so funny, right? Whatever. It's great. It's a great tactic. I love it. I love it. Thank you very much, Yael. Thank you very, very much. You know, all these conversations remind me of, first of all, you know, I live in an area where I have to go drive when I leave my home. I have to go through a Machsom Chayalim, and an army barrier, whatever it's called, checkpoint. That's the word I'm looking for. And you know, they say, where are you coming from? Hello, whatever. One day I drove through and the girl that was a girl there, and she gave me this big smile. And it was like, what a difference. It was incredible what a difference it made. None of the others were problematic, but when somebody smiled and I said, my husband was with me, I said, Ziv, what a difference it makes to our day when she just smiled. So remember that, you know, you could really give so much to people, even it gives a positive start to the day. And this also brings me to another story. A particular woman who I was the grandmother of the kala at a wedding I went to, and I came from the Khatan side. Okay, so she wasn't exactly close to me, this grandmother. She was a magnet. She was like probably an 80-year-old magnet. Why? Because she had a huge smile. Everybody loved grandma, whatever her name was, you know. And the wedding was, it's got to be close to 10 years ago, but it stuck with my mind so strongly that this woman who had this smile on her face all the time attracted people of all ages. And I'm sure many of us want to be like that. Just remember to put the smile on your lips. Now, I want to tell you something else. Even when you don't feel like smiling, smile, because your brain can't tell the difference of whether it's a real smile or it's a fake smile. So if you put a smile on, as fake as it may be, it's going to get those happy endorphins going. So just remember that. Come on, everybody, nice smile. Okay, because we want to be happy. We always want to be happy. So I'm Gila Slonim, and my name is Gila, and Gila means happiness, because I was actually born on Simchat Torah, and my parents wanted what was a modern name. Yeah. Oh, you too. We shared the same birthday, Gila. So a modern name for happiness in those days was Gila. And you know, sometimes when I've done that, something close to Batchen's sort of method, it's like, this is what I want to do with my life. I want to be able to bring simcha to people. So there are many ways of bringing simcha to people. And the way that I'm using at the moment is through the crystals, maybe through all the different things that I present and do. Okay. But it's through, one second, I want to try and, okay. Through the crystals, I feel that I am able to really bring simcha to people. Now, we have to meet people where they are. It's very nice. Somebody who has who has gone through a terrible tragedy. I met with somebody, I treated somebody whose son was killed at the music festival, okay? So when I'm trying to bring simcha to her, okay, we have to work at different levels. First, we've got to get rid of that difficult, that heavy feeling. People have started at different places. When I treated a young girl whose brother was killed as a soldier, okay, so she was at a different place and she'd been at a different place before. It's like we have to know also that we come with a certain amount of baggage or not baggage, a system. So and her brother being killed obviously exacerbated everything that she was going through. But her place and the other woman's place were very different. And what they needed were different things. One felt she had actually, she had betrayed her son because she wasn't there for him at the time when he needed her. Okay, now she was where she needed to be and he was where he was, and we don't understand the ways of Kodesh Baruch Hu, okay? But we had to work from her to try and help her to understand and appreciate that. This young girl whose brother was killed, her world had been shattered. She felt like there was no ground under her feet. So she needed stability in order to keep her moving up and to get her to a point of happiness. So I think we all need very different things at different times. There are certain things that are going to be good for all of us, okay? So it doesn't matter where we're feeling, you know, if you do that, pick up your telephone or you do a ha ha ha, all of those things are going to help you. But, you know, very often we need to be cleansing out things that are stored inside. And sometimes, you know, what I teach and what I go through, what I explain to people is very often we go through things that we can't deal with. There are certain emotions that we can't deal with right now. It's too much on our plate. We've got too much. So we put it into our emotional storage. We put things there and it's very good. However, it's not so good when we don't let it out, because then things start to fester. And it expresses itself in many different ways. It can express ourselves with sore throats. Yes, it can express ourselves with a sore throat. It could express ourselves where we just talk. Or we can't talk anymore. Or all different things because we're not dealing with our emotions. And all of this is just going to bring us downhill. Okay, so I want to sort of add that in and make sure that people are aware. Now, the other thing, very similar to what Yael said, I want to borrow happiness from the future. When we're going through a really challenging time and everything is like gray and miserable around us, first of all, I think we have to, it's if we're able to say, you know what, this difficult thing that I'm going through right now, how long is it going to last me? How long is this specific challenge? Because very often we're feeling down because tomorrow we know it's going to be, I don't know, the Purim Suda is going to be tomorrow, and I'm going to be sitting, chas v'shalom, I'm going to be sitting by myself. How long is that period of time that you're going to be sitting by yourself? An hour? Half an hour? Whatever it is. So I'm going to be miserable about it for how long? A day, 2 days in advance? If I can say, this is a 1 hour period of time, I can be miserable for 1 hour for that 1 hour. And I can also say, you know what? Do I remember, think backwards or think forwards? You know, when I was at a particular event and my and my little girl was smiling with glee. She was so happy because, and she was laughing, as Yael said, because kids are so good at laughing and they have this special, beautiful laugh. Think of that laugh and think of that joy. Concentrate and focus on that. Put it in and then borrow that. Borrow that. So you know what? Now when I'm feeling down, hang on. I'm borrowing that simcha and I'm going to use it now. I'm going to have it with me now because now I need it. And then you can store that in your mind and keep it with you all the time saying, uh-oh, I'm going downhill right now. Where's that little simcha piece? I'm going to find that simcha piece and concentrate and focus on that cute kid smiling, laughing all the time that I went and they were with me or whatever it is. We have, Baruch Hashem, we have a storage of good things that we've all been through, okay? Whether it's, you know, having children, thank God, whether it's marrying off children, whether it's going on a fun outing, whether it's being in nature and seeing the fantastic flower that Hashem gave us. You know, now in Israel, it's the season of the cyclamen and the rakafot. They're everywhere. They're beautiful. Look at one of them. Appreciate nature. Smile at it, okay? Take the little things. If it's too big, take something really small and smile over it, okay? So I want to tell you that. Now, of course, I want to also make sure to tell you about some crystals, because if I wouldn't tell you about crystals that bring happiness, who would I be? Okay, so this one is called amber, ladies. I'm going to try and put myself on a larger view. You know, I'm not so talented. There we go. No, Goldie comes up. Are you all seeing Goldie as well? I don't know why. We love Goldie. You got me? Okay, fine. Okay, so here we have the amber. And the amber is, you've got to know, it feels very plasticky, but if it's authentic amber, it's fine, Goldie, stay there. We love you. We love seeing you, but from my screen, you come out in full, so I get to see more of you, and that's beautiful. Okay. The amber is a happy stone. Okay. It helps us to remove difficulties, to cleanse and get rid of traumas and difficult things that we've been through, and let our sunny disposition come out and flow forward. Okay, it's also when we're having, it's just a comforting, beautiful stone when we're having this little challenging time. It's going to just help you, give you gentle comfort, gently take away pain. And by the way, it does it physically. It does it physically as well. I don't know how to do this. I can't spotlight. Okay, and then we have here, okay, we have here the Jasper Dalmatian. Can you see this spotty guy? Doesn't make you smile just to look at it. It's just like, it's just got this happy sort of look to it. Okay, and the Jasper Dalmatian is also going to just give us that pick me up and help us along the way. Okay, very much so, very, very much so. And here, my nice piece of pyrite, golden pyrite, yay. This is really one of the happy stones, okay? And, okay, so this is going to tell me, also, it's like people who are inherently happy love the pyrite, okay? That's a stone you have to have with us. And I often say that it's gold, see, and the South Africans all call it fool's gold. And one of the things that we need to, our husbands, your partner, that's what they need to do. Before the Chagim, you buy your wife jewelry, gold jewelry, buy them jewelry. So apart from jewelry making us happy, stones make us happy, all of that stuff. However, also gold makes us happy, okay? So gold is a happy sort of a thing to have with us. Now, there's another stone that I want to talk to you about. This is an interesting one called the eye agate. I don't think I've shared it here. Can you see? It's the shape of an eye, and it's even got a little eye in the center. It's a little bit, you know, kooky. It's a kooky stone, but it's a cool stone. It's really cool. And this eye agate helps us to see positive things, to find those positive things to look at. As Yael was saying, she told us about the fact very clearly that there are always challenging things that are going on in our life, and we can choose to look at the regular things, or we can choose to look at the challenging things. And we are going to try and choose to look. We're going to try and choose to look at the positive things, and that's going to help us to give us that positive glint on life as well. And it helps us to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, very often what I was talking about before, when we're going through that challenging time, we want to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, we want the negative energy absorbed as well. It's also good for ayin hara. It sort of looks, it doesn't it? It's got that look about it that says, ayin hara, I'm going to take you away. It's got that look about it as well. Okay, the other thing I'm just going to show you here is the amber. We talked about the amber, okay, and helping us get rid of the trauma. But here, these necklaces, okay, when they give them to babies, you see very often babies wear them when they're teething. The reason they have them is because I said it absorbs pain in a gentle way, both physically and emotionally. Okay, so that's really good. There are other stones like the picture jasper, which also absorbs sadness from our system. Okay, when we're going through those little downs, you know, come on, most of us do go through those. So it helps to absorb those little humps along the way. And the other one I want to tell you about is called Apache tear. Apache tear is just a plain black stone. And it's like very interesting to me that I see people choosing the Apache tear, because it's like, you know, it's a plain black stone, nothing so exciting. But, okay, this is it. It is a stone of grief and mourning. When people are going through mourning, it's going to help to absorb the pain that they're going through and help them to get over it as much as possible, or it's going to lessen that pain. So when our pain is lessened, there's more space for joy to come into your life. It's Apache, from the tribe of the Apaches. Okay, the Apache women, the women of the tribe would cry as they saw their men going off to the army, going off to fight the Indians. So that's where the name, the Apache tear, comes from. Okay, now I would like to close here. First of all, tell you that I also do crystal assessments and crystal healing. Amazing, and I teach about it very much. In addition to that, I've also started doing just counseling. I'm a social worker. We do counseling. The crystals support us, so we've got all those sorts of things going on. And I'm going to send a follow-up email with the special offers that I'm going to ask Yael what her special offer is today. And Batchen has a special offer, and I'll come back and tell you what mine is. So Yael, please unmute and share with us what your special offer for all of our participants today.
Okay, so this is something that I have prepared before the war. I also have a birthday on Simchat Torah, and I turned 55. And I had this brilliant idea that I'm gonna design 55 laughter practices, games, exercises, and I wrote them all, and then the war broke out, and and I just never did anything with it. And I decided it's time for it to come. It's definitely a good time. It's not only laughter exercises, it's for couples. It's to bring you closer together. It's to laugh together. It's to deal with all kinds of challenges in a humoristic way. And so I finally translated it all into English. And that's my special offer. Instead of 200 shekels, it's only on 155 this time.
Thank you very much. Amazing. Thank you very much, Yael. Okay, yeah. Batchen.
Okay, so it just happens to be that today is day one of my Overwhelmed to Overjoyed challenge. And I want to invite you all to come and join. We did day one today, so you're coming right into day two and on. If you want, send me an email and I'll forward you the previous email so that you can be up to speed. But I think that this would be a really fun way to continue what we've been talking about here. If you have any questions, feel free to, pick on me. I'll put my email in the chat. And
Okay.
it's completely free. You can just join. Doesn't that make you happy? Yes.
Absolutely. By the
I
way,
know,
raise
it's
your
like
hand. Everyone,
the
raise
best.
your hands. Raise your hands. It gives you positive, good energy. See how much better you feel when. So raise your hands. Talk on the phone. So many things you learned today. Connect, etc. Okay.
You know what I
And
just realized also? I was like, oh, isn't that cute? They're both born on Tishrei. I'm also Tishrei. I'm Chaf Zayin, so I'm a couple of days after you.
okay, that's so cool.
That's
That's
very
wonderful.
cool. I'm like maybe a couple of days or I don't know, max a week after your birthday. So that's very funny.
Very nice. Very nice. There you go. We're the Tishrei team.
Yes, there you go. We can do
Okay.
this.
Absolutely, absolutely. And ladies, I want to offer you, if you go onto my website, I have assessments. I have a package deal for assessments. If you book the assessment by Friday, actually Friday all over the world, so it really means till Motzei Shabbat, okay? Because I want to make sure for everybody can chaparai, can take advantage. So if you book, you get a 10% discount. And given that these assessments are like really package deals, it's a very, very good deal. Okay, and I want to tell you as well that you can, if you want, you can also sign up. I have a calendar on my website that you can download for free. If you want it to look really beautiful, then order the hard copy. Believe me, it's a good investment. Okay. Wow, so we've got a few of us here that are Tishrei people. Very nice. So we'll have to get together again in Tishrei. But in the meanwhile, everybody have a Chodesh Tov U'Mevorach. Have a blessed month. May we all have true joy, be able to balance everything. And when we have those rough spots, raise our hands and remember that we can connect to the simcha that we have. God gave all of us simcha. So let's turn that volume up, and we need the simcha now more than ever. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Yael. Thank you, Bat-Chen, and thank you, ladies, for joining.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure.
Chodesh Tov.
Chodesh
Thank
Tov.
Thank you
you.
for the song.